Hey guys, yes, if you're watching this video, you have actually given in to clickbait. The title of this video is a little extreme. I do not hate Amazon, and I do not love Shopify. Nor do I hate Shopify and love Amazon. I'm active on both platforms and am very fond of both platforms, but for different reasons. And I want to tell you a little bit about why. And the advantages and disadvantages of the two different platforms. Amazon is wonderful. Amazon, in my opinion, will eventually own the world, just about. Between Amazon and Google, they're going to own everything. Amazon limits your access to customer data. They're going to give you all the data you need in terms of sales data and things that you might need to market, but they limit it in terms of your ability to contact that customer after the sale. They are protecting their platform. They want that customer to come back to Amazon. They don't want that customer to come back to you. And they do put up some barriers there to keep you from collecting emails and collecting customer information in an effort to contact those customers directly. They don't want you siphoning off clients from the Amazon platform to your own personal website or to a Shopify store, for instance, or some other e-commerce site that you may have set up somewhere else. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly understandable. There's a reason that you don't go into a Walmart and see ads everywhere for Target and vice versa. They're not necessarily looking to help their competition, and whether you realize it or not, as an Amazon merchant, you do present both an opportunity to help them make money and work with them as a partner, and you also represent something of a potential competitor to them as well. So, again, the negative here is that Amazon owns the platform. You don't control it. You operate on their platform somewhat at their discretion, and it's unlikely you'll ever encounter a problem with Amazon unless you're really doing something a little bit on the shady side. But just bear in mind, they can shut you out if they want to. If they want to or they feel a need to, all of a sudden you can lose access to this platform where you may be making a majority of your income, and that's a little bit scary. I like to be in control of my own future. And I like to be in control of my income. And Shopify, to a larger extent, offers you the opportunity to be a little bit more in control of the overall process. With Shopify, the downside is that you have very little organic traffic, at least in the early days of a Shopify store. I'm not convinced that you ever get a lot of organic traffic on Shopify. That means you're going to have significant expenditure early on in the process, if not on a continuing basis, to drive traffic to your store. And you're going to do that via Facebook ads, via Instagram ads, via Instagram influencers, via AdSense ads, on and on and on. Whatever form of paid traffic you are successful with and feel comfortable with is going to be your primary source of traffic for your Shopify store. Well, that's a downside because it takes money out of your pocket initially, and a lot of you don't have a great deal of money to spend. But the upside of that is that once you're established and once you're running ads effectively and efficiently, you can pretty much regulate how much business you do in a Shopify store by adjusting your ad spend up or down. At that point, you have something, people. I mean, you have a real business. When you know that X number of dollars spent will return X number of dollars profit, you now have a business that is kind of running on autopilot and is doing so very effectively, and it's a business that can give you that lifestyle that you're looking for. The other good thing is you don't have an issue collecting emails on Shopify. So that customer who came to your store today via a paid ad can be retargeted over and over and over again via email at little to no cost to you for weeks or months or years at a time after their initial purchase. So it's really beneficial to you in the long run to have a presence on Shopify not to the exclusion of leaving Amazon, not by any stretch, but the two platforms, again, they have different strengths and different weaknesses. Amazon may be a great place to start because you do have organic traffic. You have people searching on Amazon all the time, and you can get started there, very inexpensively in terms of minimizing your ad expenditure. On Shopify, you do have ad expenditure, but you have a greater chance of maximizing the lifetime value of that client because you have a greater ability to contact that client moving into the future. You also have the option on Shopify to sell some items that you might not be allowed to sell on Amazon because they're in a gated category, and either that category is saturated or that category is gated for some other reason that Amazon deems appropriate. Whether it's the food and supplement category, whether it's cosmetics and some other categories that they have gated. Some of those categories are easily approachable and accessible via a Shopify store. So you also have that option available as well, and that opportunity available on Shopify where you don't have it available to you on Amazon, or at least maybe not initially. You will eventually become ungated if you work with Amazon long enough and follow all the appropriate procedures. But it can be a time-consuming process. It can take days on the good end of things, or it can take months or maybe even a year sometimes to get ungated in some really competitive categories. It's almost like a lottery system, and that may be cramping your style because that may be a category that you really want to sell in. Well, you can do it on Shopify and you can't do it on Amazon. That's something to consider. I tend to use Shopify and Amazon kind of synergistically. My products overlap pretty significantly across the two platforms, and I cross ship and cross promote those products in my ads. So what I'm trying to do is maximize the effectiveness of my ads and trying to minimize my cost of goods by ordering in larger quantities, but then having multiple platforms to sell those products on. And I'm also using Amazon to the greatest degree possible to essentially fulfill my drop shipping on Shopify. As long as you have an item listed on Amazon, they will drop ship that item for you at no additional cost. So it's a pretty neat thing when you put these two together. And what you do is you end up having a company selling on two platforms that is greater than the sum of the parts. You have minimized your cost of goods, you've minimized your cost of advertising, and you've maximized the availability and the accessibility of the product across two platforms now. So, it's a great way to really maximize the value of your ads, maximize the value of your products, and maximize the value of your time. So in any case, I'll leave it at that. Think about this. Please ask questions, make comments. There's a lot of information in this video that should make you think a little bit about how you're doing business, either now or how you want to do business in the future. Please ask questions. I'm happy to answer them. If you have not done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.